do not. All right.
I'll post 12. I'll post 12. I'll post 12. I need to get out of here.
Okay. This week is called the diagnosis. We had happy hour today, so it was $5 Crown and Down. So we are here. We don't need our wine. We had it before we got here. So I brought George on today. I'm your hostess, Tori. I brought George on today. This is George Sr., George's father, and today we're going to be talking about the diagnosis that happened in 2015?
No.
It's about 5 years ago because he's 8.
Oh,
He's 8.
Oh, yeah.
So he was diagnosed when he was 3.
No, he was born in 2011, so 2014.
2014, so we're talking about that. The last episode we talked about the initial recommendation for Miss Tamira.
Are you ready for next?
So
In a minute, baby.
and prior to that, I talked about us going to the, not prior to that, but in that same breath, we talked about seeing Dr. Philippik
Right.
and her diagnosis. And I kind of want to talk to you today about what it felt like to you as a father. All right, if there was a skip in the video, we had to skip. We had to jump because we had an autism situation going on. So talk to me a little bit about how it felt the day of the diagnosis with Dr. Philippik.
It was just the initial.
First, introduce yourself. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm George Washington Sr.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be me. After doing a lot of research, we came to find out what autism was, how it would affect us, but you're never ready for the actual diagnosis. You're never going to be ready for that. That was, we were shocked, even though we knew. And it was hard. I mean, just as a parent, you don't necessarily want that. I know it sounds bad to say, oh, I don't want that. You don't want that diagnosis, but...
So let me ask you this. So how did it feel as a father of your, number one, first son and your only son?
Daddy, I'm gonna get around my.
Well, with the initial diagnosis,
Come on.
I'm
Seriously.
coming. No, I'm being serious. The first thing you think of is, you don't want this for your child or whatever it may be. You're also thinking every dad wants to play sports with their child, and you're just thinking. I know this is gonna sound bad, but the main thing you're thinking about is that you're not gonna live forever. And so this diagnosis, while it's shown as a children's diagnosis, it stays with them for life.
Right.
Yes.
I love that. And so when we got that diagnosis, I feel like,
I couldn't get around my coaster.
okay, sweet pea, I know, but when you're running around as a roller coaster, you have to be careful, okay? You're not really on a roller coaster. One thing that I think is imperative that we realized later on is that we went through certain stages.
Right.
So we went through an anger stage. We were angry at the neurologist.
Right.
We went through a grief stage for a long time.
Right.
And I went through a stage where I was actually feeling sorry for myself.
Or blaming yourself.
Or blaming yourself. And so you start to think about, when I was pregnant, what did I do?
Get around my coaster.
Okay, he can ride the roller coaster. It's okay.
You gonna ride the coaster?
Go, ready, set, go. Coaster time. So you're thinking, what did I do? What did I eat? What environmental factor played a role in this, right?
Absolutely.
So then you start going down this rabbit hole of research. When the bottom line is, what do I need to do to make life better for my son?
Right.
And so today, if you have been newly diagnosed, I encourage you, go ahead and grieve, right, for your child. But if you think about it, they're happy. They're not upset about it. So what is it that you need to do? You need to, first thing, you're going to get all these recommendations, right? What do they call them? referrals.
Right, referrals.
So you get a lot of referrals. Stop. You get a lot of referrals. And one mistake that we made is we took all the referrals, right? And we called every doctor and we made appointments. And we got in thousands of dollars worth of debt.
Yeah, absolutely.
My challenge to you for next week, if you have a new diagnosis, you're lost, you don't know what to do, take those diagnoses, right? Take those referrals. So you're going to probably have an auditory referral. You're going to have an occupational therapy referral, a physical therapy referral, a speech referral. You're probably going to have a sleep study referral, behavioral. You're going to have all these referrals. You're going to literally walk away if you have with 10 to 12 referrals. So you go on, you log on to your network, look at your insurance card, log on, see if those doctors are in network. If those doctors are not in network, you find those same specialists or therapists. You find one, but find one that's in your network.
Well, another thing we want to say is
Yeah,
that
because if you don't, it's going to cost you out of pocket, and they're not going to readily tell you you're out of network.
right. Another thing is a lot of people don't have insurance. If you don't have insurance, I don't know where you are, but if you're in Texas, there are a lot of resources, a lot of lists that you can get on that will provide those
Therapies and resources.
Right.
And so if you tune in next week, we're going to be talking about what's called the wait list. As soon as George got diagnosed, okay, so here's what I newly learned. We put George on the wait list for the Texas class waiver when he was 3. He's 8 now. The wait list is about 10 to 12 years. We were recently given a call after 5 years and said George made it to the top of the list. When I tell you, I was at work, nothing came out but tears fell down my eyes when I answered the phone, because you have access to resources that really, we had George in private therapies under our insurance, but it financially drains you. At $65 for 30 minutes or $65 an hour, and you have 3 hours worth of therapy a week, you add it up. Over 5 years, you are just at a loss, because no matter what your income is,
literally at a loss.
Because no matter what your income is, $300 in therapy a week is still $300 damn dollars in therapy a week. So we'll be talking about the wait list next week. What I want you to do is look up class waiver, right? Google that, get on the list for that. Also get on the list for medically dependent children. And we'll talk about what that looks like next week. You do not, so say you have suspicions and you have an appointment coming up. You do not have to have the diagnosis at the time you get on the wait list, okay? You only have to prove the disability once you are given that phone call. So I hope that you enjoyed this brief session today. Thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed your bottle of wine, and thanks to my co-host here today.
Oh yeah, am I getting paid for this?
This is all free. All right, peace out. Invite a friend. Bring your own bottle of wine. Thanks for joining us.